Friendly reminder to all baby doll sprinkles, you are my friend. And of course, we have successfully summoned the green monthly candle for September. Can you believe it? We actually got a final number of about 3.96%. I will take that. I'm sure you will too. We all thought it was game over. Let's see what we have installed today. We have so much more juicy news to bring. And don't forget to like, subscribe, press the belly button, or shock the algorithm. Share with your friends and family. And also, please tell mum and dad and all of your loved ones, if I ever see you dancing like this, just click unsubscribe because you're not going to make it. What is this? What is this? Mr. Satoshi, how did it get to this? Oh my gosh. You know, it's freedom of expression, but I mean, just when you see his chart, it's just like, bro, no? You could have made the show a bit better. Just thinking. Now, this is BSV. That, of course, was Satoshi Nakamoto, the inventor of Bitcoin. Here, wink, wink. So it is what it is, man. Just crypto's got a lot of people, friends. A lot of people all around the world dance differently. They eat differently. You know, some people sit on chairs that aren't squeaky. Some people have rounded elbows. You know, we have to all love and appreciate each other and our differences. Yeah, but this guy has kind of just been dumping on everybody for the past 5-6 years. So we have to stop it somewhere. Davey James, very good friend of the channel. What nerd gave him a high five for those dance moves? Yes. Oh man, this is just that's the face of everything going down. Here is Mr. Tanto Namini, aka Mr. Dipcatcher, friend of the channel, very good friend of the channel, also extremely smart. This is how we like to do it. Wow. He was actually dancing at the bottom, friends. This was actually the bottom. This is November 22 last year, 2022. Interesting, and we love it a lot. And remembering, how did we even get here? Don't forget, your friend right here summoned the green September. We did our literal ritual. We had to go and summon it out, and we did. Remember, they were 6 red Septembers in a row. We were due for one, and as you can see, the all you get is like a plus 3%. So it's not even like really anything to take home. But hey, at least we know something nice, and that is when you have a green September, things go really good for the next quarter. And especially what's on my mind is ChainLINK. You see, ChainLINK needs to really close above $7.90. I hope it does. It's at $7.84 right now. It has done this tiny little pullback over the weekend. $7.90 is very critical. Now, this is a chart from Mr. Coldblood Schiller from Twitter, and it just shows you right now, like, we have been in this range forever and ever. Now, it looks so weird because these are monthly candles, but you get to just see the pain of everything not moving. But hey, you know, being down only minus 90%, that's okay. So, for example, combined hex would only be 2.5 cents if it was down. No, sorry, it would be actually 5 cents. If combined hex was down if it was down 90%, it would be about 5 cents. So, actually, the community was very happy. That was around Pulse Chain launch, to be honest, where it was like, you know, kind of sad. You'd say, oh, only down 90%. But that's just show you how important it is to finally clear that zone, because then at least people get way more optimism. And as you can see right here, ChainLINK, right, it's back under the weekly super chain. Like, we are trying to fight it. Can you please close above it? Hopefully it does it next week anyway, but it just shows you how close these things can get. This is actually what happened before. Look how close it was down here. This was disgusting. And I think this was about the CCIP announcement right here. It was like one of the biggest announcements of all time. It's like it couldn't even close the week here. So it just shows you, man. Look, it shows you this is something that you can only see with experience. I have seen good news come out like 2 months before or 1 month before the coin was really due for a move. And, you know, you would think in your mind, you go, well, look, you know, if you've been going down for 16 months, what's the last month count for? It doesn't count for anything. So that's what I used to think. I used to think, well, you know, if you've only done 15 months and you're meant to do like, actually, we've done 16 months. So you've been going down for, I think, actually 15. Let's say you need to actually do 16 months, right? You need to go down for 16 months. Now, you're looking at it, you're like, man, what the hell? Like, it's 1 on 16. Like, 1 on 16 is literally nothing. You're like, oh my God, it's the past 6%. But no, I've seen markets, right, seeing these patterns, they'll go, nope, we're still going down. And it will really frustrate you. Now, of course, you don't know it needs only 16 months, but now you look back and you get the frustration. I'm like, really? You couldn't even, on the biggest fundamental news, you couldn't give yourself a catalyst to disconnect. No. That's why market, it really is like a boat leaving. That's it. Once it sails away, it's done. But once it's docked, once the boat is here, okay, it's fine. Everybody hops on board from mainland. Everyone's walking in. It's sweet. Everybody can go in. And then once it's just, when the gates finally close, okay, that's it. We're off. But until that moment, we're basically staying there. It's fascinating to see. You just think like, why couldn't you go just a bit earlier? Nah, not this time. Never. And I thought this was very funny. So, Mr. Ran, who is a host of Crypto Banter, also a very good friend of the channel, he clickbaited everybody again. Here's the original picture. Big announcement. Full details. I'm done. I clicked through, and I think it's just going through his office and doing some reality TV show stuff. I couldn't even see what the big announcement was. I wish I had some time to watch it, but man, in crypto, we're just so used to the clickbait. We're like, you know what? I don't trust anything anymore. I don't even trust myself in the mirror, friends. I literally look at myself in the mirror. I got to poke myself just to make sure, obviously poking myself with consent. I've signed all the forms just to make sure everything's real and working sometimes. And I really like this weird video from Mr. Spoofy, right? I don't understand any context behind it. Must be one of the Snapchat filters. Maybe he's just having a chuff. Just losing his mind. I mean, this is it. This is crypto, friends. This is what happens in a bear market. And now that we've basically finished the week on a green note, this is the Bitcoin weekly super trend. Obviously, we're still grinding along. We're hoping that we continue. We need to keep setting the standard of green. There is positive momentum coming into September. I know it doesn't look like much. You like this little green candle here, but we actually have the data here. Sometimes looking at the numbers is different. When you're looking at the candles, you can't really tell much because there's so many candles. But here to show you, okay? Q4 for crypto is historically good. Why? So this quarter, you can see there's a lot of green. So the average quarter 4 is 94%. And the other quarters are 6, 33, 4, and this is 94. Now, it's sad, but it's skewed to the early years. Yes, we're not early anymore. We're not even close to remotely being early. We're actually pretty late as when you think about it compared to these numbers. There's no way we're getting a double of Bitcoin in the next 3 months. And I hope one day they prove me wrong. And as you can see, like the last times this happened, it was quite different. So, you know, we had a plus 169% in 2020. This was on the back of the zombie virus, but as well, we were underpriced due to the zombie virus from the beginning of the year. But it was still enormous. Bitcoin really went from $9,000, and by the end of the year, finished like $28,000. That was an insane move. And I want you to remember this, friends, because I don't want us to get destroyed. Okay, so I remember that move. That started here. You see, December, we were up here. Now, what I thought was, right, that it was repeating 2017. So with 2017, it started off the year good and it finished off the year good. I don't trust it anymore, okay? If you start off the year good, you can't look at it like that in crypto. You still look at the monthly candles. Do you understand me? So we were on 1, 2, 3 monthly candles on Bitcoin by the time that happened. It did not mean the year was going to be like a great year for crypto. No, 2021 wasn't a great year, okay? It started off and it freaking retraced a year later, basically. From January, that's it, round trip and down. So there was no sustainability there. So it is just something to keep in mind. We got to watch those big, fat, juicy green candles on the monthly. And I think a nice target for us would be above $35,000 by the end of the year. Q4 is also pretty good for the stock market. I think October's a poopy, and then you have November and December, and you have the January effect sometimes. So the seasonality really does kick into effect in terms of people's willingness to take risk, and that's what we're all here for. This is posted by Mr. Axis. This is a really lovely chart. I like seeing it like this as well. Also, Mr. Axis, a friend of the channel, you can see going on here the average months now. We are going in October and November. Yeah, but as we just saw, it was all skewed from the early bits of the data. But you know what? September was trash as well. Now, don't forget, our September was like plus 3%. Like, it was the other months where it's down, it's also -3. So it's crazy. It's the same effect. Maybe it's not the exact type of move, but it really does paint a picture that this seasonality and this cyclical stuff, oh my gosh, it's so exaggerated in crypto. And this is the Bitcoin magical fractal, the magical fractal Ponzi. Here we are waving our magic wand. What I tell you, friends, I told you, just for some magical reason, that's it. We are due to go up in October. It is what it is. I mean, it'd be fascinating if this actually happens. You know, if we go do this exact chart, it's plus 50%, which isn't that great. And we're going to get a reduced version of that maybe. So, hey, like I said, around 35K, I think we'll take that. What I'd like to see is how altcoins react when Bitcoin goes up and then stalls. That's what I want to see, and that's what you want to see as well, because people's appetite for altcoins is super important, especially for us, because we know Bitcoin's diminishing in returns, and we really want to see how willing everybody is to participate. And this is the total 3 index. This is the total altcoin index. It's removed Bitcoin and Ethereum. It does have stablecoins in there, but it doesn't really matter. When you're looking at these total charts, you just got to look at the chart pattern, all right? The chart pattern's actually the same, but you just want to see the distance off the top. How much room do we have to go? I mean, this includes Tether and this includes the stablecoins, 230 billion. So really, actually, the real one, if you remove Tether and stablecoins, it's like 250, I remember. So if we can go from $250 billion up to the top, that's a 4x here. I know that's like, what? Why are we gonna go to the top? You know, in the last one, we blitzed it, right? We did a 3x from the previous high, and from the average zone, it went up, oh my gosh, 20x. But I don't make the rules, friends. I don't make the rules. Is Rocca Negra going to step on our necks? We don't know. I hope something comes out next year where I realize that they've got to print more money and they've got to do something to keep it alive to prevent the Ponzi from collapsing. But we need this to swoop out of the zone. So we are still in the boring zone. But like every time this happens, I don't want to jinx it. It's just that, you know, we've been disappointed for so long. But once we finally clear the zone, I mean, we're done with altcoins. That's it. Like, you are now in the gamble territory. So right now, we're still in the box. This is market buy any altcoin you like. Like, if you believe in it, that's going to be around 1, 2, 3 years. And just literally don't even think twice about it. Or if everyone's market buy, I wouldn't use any limit orders. Don't even bother. Just keep getting as much as you can. We're still approaching that end of that zone. But, I mean, that's what we're really waiting for. And just to remind you, when is the death zone? I have these vertical lines here to let you know. Okay, so the vertical lines here. So you have the April 2024. That's the Bitcoin halvening. And then April 2025, historically, is the end of the altcoin run. In 3 out of 3 cycles, selling 12 months after the Bitcoin halvening was the 100% correct move to do. Sometimes you sold into stablecoins. One time you sell into Bitcoin. You could choose. Okay, so if you're selling, that's what you got to choose, either Bitcoin or stablecoin. So it'd be interesting to see where we are April 2025, where ETH BTC is and where everything is. And will people want to get off the party? But I don't think so. But, you know, at the end of the day, are we even going to make it that far? We don't know. There's some weird stuff going on. So, for example, okay, this is crazy. I might have to make another episode on this, friends. So the top here in crypto, May 2021, and the top in November, there were 2 lunar eclipses, 2 of them. So there was a blood moon and lunar eclipse. Okay, now this is literally, I'm not joking. It was in May and it was in November, both of the tops. The next 2 lunar eclipses appear, I remember, in March 2025 and September. I'm not kidding. March and September 2025. So what do you have? Like right here and then right here. So see, it's within the zone. So it's crazy how these things line up. Now, it depends. If all the retail crowd are talking about this lunar eclipse, maybe it's going to do one more flush up and actually go up further than that. But I doubt it. I doubt it, because these things always fly under the radar and nobody's going to be paying attention to them if we're going on the back of green candles. So we're still waiting to see, is ETH BTC going to lead us out of this channel? I think, just feeling in my loins, if we can see ETH BTC higher, we want to see this start to go higher. This is a sign the market is accepting and appreciating risk. It wants Ethereum, which is proof of stake. It's like, you know what? Don't worry about the decentralization part. Let's take more METH, which is Methereum. Let's get more yield. Let's do the staking. DeFi is exploding, ChainLINK, etc. So that would be a representation of the risk. If we see ETH BTC going up, And then we'll be really on the lookout for how altcoins perform. But until then, we're still in this waiting period. People still got to wake up. I mean, it feels like so long, but you know, Rental, this might be over faster than we think. It might even start early. We just got to really be honest with ourselves by the end of this quarter. Is October, November, December this year. If the party starts, we have to then like move the end date closer, even though nobody wants to do that. So I guess we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Make sure you like, subscribe, belly button, all. Tell mum and dad I love and appreciate it. We're still waiting to clear this month of October. Hopefully, it's a pumpermental one. Catch you in the next one.